A couple of years before that, you were there when Hal Sutton was captain. Famously picked Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson to play together. You played against them that week, didn't you?
Yes, yeah. Westy and Clarkey played them. I think there were 2 up and 2 to play, and Mickelson and Woods won the 17th to take it down the last. And Phil teed off at the last and hit a 3-wood. I think we're last seen in the next state. And the ball in the air was going so far towards the out of bounds, and Tiger's face with a picture, to say the least. And it finished unplayable, and Dan and Lee won the match.
Now, there's more to this story, isn't there? Whether it makes the final cut of this interview, but tell us about what happened with Tiger in the luge that morning. That was that day?
No, that was at the Belfry.
I beg your pardon.
That was at the Belfry.
You can still hear about it.
Yeah, it was the Belfry, the opening game in 2002. First match was Darren Clarke and Thomas Bjorn playing Tiger Woods and Paul Azinger. And it was 8 o'clock, the first tee time. And it was 7:45, and Darren was hitting a few putts just before he went to the tee. And I said, Darren, early morning, bit nervous, flock of seagulls, I need to go for a tomkite, so I needed to go to the toilets. And as I walked in there, I saw Davis Love the third's caddy in there, and Morning Cubby, and I went into trap 1, sat down, just about to give it the full thrust Morning Glory, and I realised there was no toilet paper. Mopped my brow, thank God for that, walked out straight across the corridor into trap 2, and I looked behind me, there was about 20 rolls, so no problem, happy days. And the next minute I just heard the spikes on the bathroom floor, Morning Cubby, Morning Tiger, bang, straight into trap 1, where I'd just been, and I was sat there just listening. And then I heard it, and it wasn't too solid, so I was like, well, that's going to be chaos for him, like. And I'm the only man in the world knows that Tiger Woods is trapped in there with no toilet paper, and he's going on the first tee in 5 minutes. And I was using the excess toilet paper to dry the tears in my eyes, because I was crying, because I just had this vision of Tiger walking down the 5th, bow-legged, looking like John Wayne that just got off his horse, with a pair of underpants that resembled a Japanese flag. And as I went past his cubicle, I just heard a sigh, and I thought, I can't do it to him, so I walked back, rolled up about 20 sheets, got down on my hands and knees and went under the toilet door and just said, whoever's in there, you might be needing this. And as he grabbed it, I just shouted, Europe 1 up, and sure enough, we beat him 1 up, yeah, but he came out with the biggest smile on his face. Billy Foster, I owe you big time. I said, too right you do, Tiger. And a couple of years later, he gave me the job to caddy for him in the President's Cup, and I think that was because of the toilet paper, not because I was a good caddy. Like,
Right, okay. I mean, Tiger gets in, so obviously he lives a life that no other golfer lives. You've seen it up close. He gets a bad rap in some quarters for the way he handles himself, or the way he was a bit more closed to the media than perhaps we've seen in the last couple of years. What did you make of him? What was your experience of being up close to arguably the greatest golfer of all time? I don't know where he stands in your list, but
yeah, greatest golfer of all time. If it weren't for his lifestyle and his injuries, he would have gone on to beat Jack Nicklaus's record playing left-hander, I truly believe. But he's really suffered with his health and his back, etc. And I genuinely believe he'll come back and still win majors from this point forward. But going back to what it was like to caddy for him, he was an absolute gentleman, and it's the one thing I instill in my children. And I said to my kids when they were 3 or 4 years old, I don't care if you clean toilets, and you're a bus conductor or whatever, I said, so long as you try your best and you have your manners and respect for people, and you always just say please and thank you. And so one thing I noticed about Tiger, that everything he said that week was a please and a thank you, and he was brilliant to work for, really enjoyed it. And we walked through the crowd at the start of the week, and it was 10 deep either side, and the noise levels was off the charts. It was a circus, and he was getting pen marks all over him. Tiger, 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 screaming and shouting, pulling at his clothes, pulling at his hat, pen marks all over him. And as we got through the gauntlet, it was like peace and tranquility of the first tee, just me and him. And I actually said to him, I said, Tiger, that reminds me, I've caddied for 30 odd years, and the only one other guy I've worked for that I felt that aura about a person was Seve Ballesteros, and you're the only other guy that I've come across that has to deal with that day in, day out. And I'm telling you now, you might be a billionaire, the best player that ever lives, and be have any Miss World on the planet, but I'm telling you now, I won't swap your lives. And he got it. He looked at me and he just said, thanks for that, Billy. That's why I don't play as much, you know. And, you know, Tiger's a great bloke, a fantastic golfer, but to live that life's got to be a freak show. You know, he couldn't have a minute to himself or just sit down in a restaurant and just talk to his mates and just have a quiet night. You know, there's always people stuffing things in your face, sign this, sign that, selfie this, selfie that, and it's got to be difficult to deal with having to live that lifestyle, you know. And
do you think it costs him major championships? Do you think, I know it's a big hypothetical, but if he could be a normal golfer even, and all the things they still have to deal with, but not the Tiger Woods roadshow, do you think he may have even been more successful?
No, I don't think so.
You think he just dealt with it?
On a golf course, he was that focused and that tough mentally. All that went out the window. And, you know, listen, the guys that are playing with Tiger Woods have to deal with that, the noise of the crowd and people shouting and carrying on. And Tiger's used to it. And, you know, if Tiger holds a putt, the rest of them run to the next tee. So it's actually more difficult for his opponents. So I don't think it cost him majors, but certainly his health issues, I'd have had him over 20 majors by now. No doubt about it.